The Baba Ghoulie Show is brought to you by OTR Halloween Holidays.
Well, it sure ain't natural. I'm getting away from this lightning catcher while I still can. Oh, you'll be soaked to the bone before you get 10 yards. Well, I'd better be soaked and barbecued. Get to the crossroad and make it to the main road. Maybe we can make it over to the old Willow's place. Are you out of your mind? You actually believe in that monster? Well, the newspaper stories say... Oh, that's your racetrack. Here's the house. It don't look good to me. Ah, you're just spooked. Well, spooked to death. That place just don't look healthy. It hasn't been lived in 15 years. It's deserted. It is, huh? I thought you said this place was deserted. Well, it's supposed to be. I don't get it.
What do you want?
Let's get out of here. We didn't think anybody lived here. It was all his idea. We thought maybe we'd get out of the rain. It looks like it's going to last all night. That's pretty bad out there.
Oh, no, you can't stay.
Oh, be reasonable.
You can't stay.
We might catch pneumonia out there.
You're not welcome in my house. Go away, now. Go, go, go. Double. No. Just
The monster. Now, do you believe in those newspaper stories?
You hear that, Lobo? You're the monster. Perhaps one day you will meet the monster.
Hey, I can't run anymore. We gotta keep going. That was the monster. But I wouldn't give she a cup of coffee right about now. Come on. You get these straps off of me. Let me loose. Do you hear me?
Lobo hears, but he cannot speak. Lobo is mute. Because of the storm. I was afraid we're not going to have guests tonight.
Lobo! You're too rough with my patience.
Already he tires of our humble hospitality.
I said, let me out of here.
At the moment, I'm afraid it is impossible.
Who are you?
Vornov. Dr. Eric Vornov. The name will mean little to you.
What are you doing to me?
You will be soon as big as a giant. The strength of 20 men. Or, like all the others, dead. Turn off the switch. Strange, Lobo. Our friend always returns home after his long, tiresome swim.
What's your name?
You find out.
We will. Hey, watch that cigarette. What were you doing in the swamp?
Watch it to you.
That's enough of that, Buster.
No Tanktown jail can hold me. I'll be out of this here rat trap in 24 hours.
That's what you think. Vagrancy will hold you for 72 hours. Take him downstairs and book him.
All right, let's go.
Let go of me, I said. You can't do that to me. Let go.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
What do you mean, where do I think I'm going? I got Captain Robbins' newspapers.
You have you? And since when you don't leave the captain's papers with me?
Since the captain told me to bring them in myself. When you read them first, you mess them up.
Hold your tongue and give me those papers. I'll have you locked up for peddling without a license.
Kelton, I got a license.
Want to bet I can make it expire all of a sudden? Here's the late editions, Captain. Look, why can't I work on this case?
Get back to your desk.
Yes, sir.
And Kelton,
Yes, sir.
I told the boy to bring the papers in himself.
Yes, sir. But if you ask me...
I didn't.
Yes, sir.
And Kelton,
Yes, sir.
where's Lieutenant Craig?
In his office, I think.
Send him in.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Come in.
Hi, Captain.
Hello, Dick. Sit down. Seen today's papers?
Is there anyone who hasn't?
Well, there's one nice thing about birds. They never cause anybody any trouble. Your girlfriend writes a good story.
She thinks so. Anything new?
No.
12 disappearances around this place and nothing to go on.
And nothing this time either.
I've been around that swamp so many times, I'm getting web-footed. It's been fired recently.
It's been fired several times recently. Jake Long's wife identified it a little while ago. The coat belonged to Leif McRae, his partner. They went hunting out by Marsh Lake. Never returned.
Not much left of it.
The boys found it floating in the lake.
What about the rifle?
About a mile from the old willow place.
All ties together.
But it doesn't prove anything.
You think there's anything in these monster stories?
Your girlfriend does.
What about you?
The police don't believe in monsters. Facts are our business. Facts and only facts, and don't you forget it.
I'm telling you, the captain isn't seeing nobody. Now, please be a good girl, Miss Lawton, and go.
Captain Robbins, will you tell this Junior G man to let me go?
Kelton,
Yes, sir?
let her go.
Just as you say, Captain.
It used to be a newspaper reporter could get information around this place.
What in the world do you mean?
Now he makes like a comic. Dick Craig, I don't put much stock in the future success of our married life if already you're holding out secrets on me. You've been dodging me all day.
Where'd you get an idea like that?
You mean you haven't been dodging me?
No.
And all those times I called and Kelton said the line was busy, it really was.
Yes.
Okay, let's have the story on Lake Marsh and the monster.
Monster.
I thought so.
There are no such thing as monsters. This is the 20th century.
Don't count on it. Monsters, I mean.
Now, Janet,
Don't you now Janet me, and you can count our engagement off.
you don't mean that.
Yes, I do.
No, she doesn't.
I most certainly do.
Well, then give him back the ring.
What?
If you're throwing over the marriage, give him back the ring.
Now, Chief,
Captain, give him back the rock. It's the only fair thing.
I'd rather throw it in Lake Marsh first. Besides, we've got to leave our personal lives out of our business lives.
As it should be.
As I've been saying all along.
Dog. Now, what about the monster story?
Well, that's your own story. You wrote it and you're stuck with it. There's no such thing as monsters.
Bunk, 2 more men have vanished up at Lake Marsh. That makes 12 in 3 months. Everything points to an inhuman violence. Or do you still stick to the alligator devouring routine? You're withholding news from the public.
Janet, you may not believe this, but you've got all the story there is.
You're right, I don't believe it.
Well, nevertheless, it's the truth, except for the monster. Figment of your very vivid imagination. Why, we've got nothing more to go on than what you reported to the paper.
The figment of my imagination is something I believe, and you haven't been able to disprove it.
We've conducted every possible search. Monsters, that's fantastic. You know that. Our business is dealing in facts, evidence. Can't you see that? Men disappearing. There's plenty of quicksand out there.
Yeah, 12 went down in the same place.
Well, we're doing our best to solve it.
Maybe your best isn't good enough.
Janet!
No, I mean it. No clues. What's this? A dancing costume? And this, a pogo stick?
Well, I've got to admit those were found at the lake. But remember, they were in your own story.
No human did this.
So you say.
Well, looks like I run into a dead end around here. Okay, if you boys want to play a game of secrets, there's nothing left for me to do but take a run out to Lake Marsh myself.
Over my dead body.
That could be arranged. Goodbye.
She's just crazy enough to do what she says.
You know what, Captain?
What?
I think you're right.
Hi, Tilly.
Hi, Janet. Long time no see.
Tilly, do you remember a couple of years ago in the real estate section when the old Willow place out on Lake Marsh was up for sale against back taxes?
Seems to me that was around November or December of 48. Want to see the files?
Yes.
Just a minute. Here we are. October to December 48. In the top file there.
I won't be long.
Take your time. I ain't going anyplace, and neither are they. Find what you wanted, Janet?
Yes, thanks. Sorry to leave such a mess for you.
Well, that's what I get paid for.
Be you, dear Tilly. Call the boss. Tell him I'll be gone the rest of the day. I'll report in later.
Sure thing. Want something hot?
Oh, it could be. Oh, and Dick. Call him at headquarters. Break my dinner date with him. Tell him I have an ulcer or something.
Leave it to me. I fix.
Okay.
Hi, Janet.
Oh, hi, Marge.
Janet, still on the monster hunt?
What do you think?
I think the boss has been looking for you all day. Something about the police wanting those monster stories 86th. You've got the whole town in a panic.
I didn't hear you.
I said
I know what you said, but I didn't hear you.
I get it. See you later.
Lieutenant Craig has been working on the case a long time, Professor. I'd like him to hear what you just told me.
I should be happy to cooperate.
Oh, hello, Dick. Professor Vladimir Ostrowski, Lieutenant Craig.
Glad to meet you, Professor.
How do you do?
Professor, will you bring him up to date?
Lieutenant Craig, Have you ever heard of Loch Ness?
I think so. That's a lake in Scotland, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Then perhaps you are familiar with the Loch Ness Monster.
Vaguely.
A few years ago, I was called in by the British police to investigate the appearance of a monster at Loch Ness, with the thought that it was some creature left over from a bygone age. I am considered an authority on the subject of prehistoric monsters. However, I must admit that my investigation failed to get the desired results, in that I did not see the monster myself, but others did. There are sworn statements.
Professor, is it your theory that perhaps the Loch Ness Monster crossed the ocean and came to the swamp?
I consider that possibility extremely remote. But the cases do bear a certain similarity in that there are so many varied descriptions of this so-called monster. And I thought perhaps with my knowledge of such things, and with your permission, of course, that I might be able to shed some light on this mystery. That is the reason for my presence here.
What do you think, Dick?
Well, there's no denying we need help of some sort.
And you'll keep your findings secret for the time being?
As you will.
You don't mind a little company?
How do you mean, company?
Lieutenant Craig, at times the police can be quite useful.
I should be most happy to have Lieutenant Craig's assistance. How soon can you be ready to leave for Lake Marsh, Lieutenant Craig?
I'm ready.
No, I suggest we wait until morning. There was a storm brewing when I came in, and it is so close to nightfall.
According to reports, the monster strikes only at night.
Undoubtedly true, but the preliminary investigation should take place in daylight. The night, the monster, all in good time.
Sounds logical.
Whatever you say.
Now, gentlemen, since I just arrived in town this afternoon, if you will excuse me, I should like to return to my hotel.
Certainly, sir.
Good day, Captain.
Professor.
Until morning, Lieutenant Craig.
I'll be here. Strange sort of bird. Where do I meet him?
Here at 10 o'clock.
That'll give him plenty of daylight. Well, see you later.
Got a date?
What do you think?
I'll say you don't.
I don't?
A girl from her office called in, said that Janet had a headache or some such thing.
If she's gone to Lake Marsh alone, I'll take her across my knee. If it's the last thing I do.
Well, it probably would be. Watch him, Dick.
Strowski?
Just a hunch.
Right.
You are all right now, my dear.
Who are you?
I'm Dr. Eric Vornov. You had a severe shock.
How did I get here?
Oh, that's not important for the moment. What you need now is rest. Rest. You will sleep. Sleep. For the lovely young lady. Sleep.
Well, here we are at the fork in the road, and like they say in all good westerns, which way to go?
Well, that's the road to the Willis place. Let's take a chance on that one.
Okay. You know, I get to hate this swamp more every time I come out here.
You just weren't born for swamp duty, Marty.
I guess you're right. I'd like to transfer to a department as far away from here as possible. The wind and the rain gives this place a gleam that just isn't natural. And the ground is alive with crawling things, crawling death.
You're right there, Marty. This swamp is a monument to death. Snakes, alligators, quicksand, all bent on one thing: destruction. Something strange about all this rain.
The lightning's been going crazy, too. Maybe it's like the papers say, all these atom bomb explosions distorted the atmosphere.
Maybe.
You know, if I were this Professor Strotsky guy, I wouldn't come out in this swamp without a guide.
You know, that's the one thing I can't figure. He comes to the office with all these monster stories, makes an appointment to come out here with us, then goes off by himself.
Are you sure he came out here?
Where else could he go? Well, let's get at it.
There's not a trace of her. Well, maybe after the accident she found her way down the road and then back into town.
I've got to be sure.
Look, there's a coffee joint about 10 miles back. Let's go and check. Let's go. Okay.
Where did you find her car? Not a sign of her? Where's Strowski? I told you not to let him out of your sight.
Right, Captain.
I don't like the looks of things. Well, get back to Strowski. I'll get word to you later.
Yeah.
You look worried, Dick.
No one. Captain Robbins, her apartment, her office. No one has heard from her since yesterday afternoon. Captain Robbins is checking further.
Okay, but what do we do?
Orders. Find Strowski.
Get me the city desk. Hello, Jim. Yeah, about the Lawton girl. He just called me, too. Who saw her last around your office?
Don't be afraid of Lobo. He's as gentle as a kitten. Put the tray down here. Lobo, that is all. Get out. I said get out. That is all. Now come, my dear. Some cream or sugar? You didn't have your breakfast yet. Now it's past noon. You must be hungry.
What happened to me?
Your automobile. An accident. Lobo brought you here. To me.
What is this place and who are you?
Don't you remember I told you last night?
Did you tell me?
Yes. I'm Dr. Eric Warnoff.
This is the old Willow's place.
Yes. How did you know?
I checked our real estate files. A Dr. Eric Vornoff bought the Willow's place in November of 1948.
You are a newspaper reporter, huh?
Yes.
My name seems to mean much to you.
Well, actually, it wasn't your name I was interested in. Through the mysteries of Lake Marsh and the Willow's place being right on the lake, I looked in the files to see what happened to it. Your name was there as a purchaser. I thought perhaps you might have heard something about the monster.
Oh, my dear Miss Lawton,
When did I tell you my name?
You didn't. But since you were unconscious, I took the liberty looking into your purse.
You must have seen my press card.
Yes, I did.
Well, since you knew the answers already, why the third degree, and who or what was that monster?
Oh, he's quite human. I discovered him in the wilderness of Tibet. He has been quite useful to me at times. But now, since your tiring experience, I think we have talked too much.
I'm not the least bit tired.
But you are tired. You are so tired.
Strange. Suddenly I do feel very tired.
Yes. very tired.
Lobo, take the girl to my quarters.
Dear Professor Strauski, well, it has been a very long time.
Vodunov, it is you.
You can see.
In Paris, I missed you by a month. In London, a week. At Loch Ness, by only 1 day. The monster of Lake Marsh sounded again like you.
Why that sudden interest in me, Professor Strauski?
Your experiments in atomic energy, of course.
So my dear country now believes in my work and that it can be a success.
Our government wants you to return, Vonov, to continue your research and experiments there, where you can have everything at your disposal. Why do you laugh? Surely this is not a laughing matter.
My dear Professor Strauski, 20 years ago, I was banned from my homeland, parted from my wife and son, never to see them again. Why? Because I suggested to use the atom elements for producing super beings, beings of unthinkable strength and size. I was classed as a madman, a charlatan, outlawed in a world of science which previously honored me as a genius. Now, here in this forsaken jungle hell, I have proven that I am all right. Now, Professor Strauski, it is no laughing matter.
Yes. Yes, indeed, it was a tragic error. But as soon as I learned how correct your findings were, always have been, I informed those in authority. Vonov, I have searched for you everywhere. Everywhere I hear stories of monsters. Now I am here, sent to bring you home.
Home? I have no home. Hunted. Despised. Living like an animal. The jungle is my home. That I will show the world that I can be its master. I will perfect my own race of people. A race of atomic supermen which will conquer the world.
Yes. Yes, of course. A truly great master race, such as I convinced my superiors only you could create. One with which our government can rule the world without debate.
You misunderstand me, Strowski. I don't intend to return home. My plans are for myself.
Are you mad, Vonov?
One is always considered mad. You want to discover something that others cannot grasp.
Our government ordered me to bring you back.
I'm afraid you will find that rather difficult.
You see, Vonov, I did not come alone.
Neither did I, my dear Strowski. Bring him along, Lobo. Hurry!
You're a fool, Vonov. You may kill me, but others will come.
Silence!
You'll never get away with
Put
it,
him in there.
Vonov, no! No!
Now, Professor Strowski, you will get a much closer view of the product of my genius. The alleged monster of Lake March. Your country offers fame and fortune for my return, but my price is so much more great. You will disappear, Professor Strowski, just as all the others have disappeared.
Rental car.
Think it's the one Strowski used?
I'd make book it is. It's getting dark now. You take the car and go down to the beach. I'll go through the swamp to the old Willows place.
Okay. Oh, here. Better take this with you.
Right. Oh, Marty.
Yeah.
If you see anything suspicious, you know where I am.
Trouble is, everything in this swamp is suspicious.
What can I do for you, sir?
Captain Robbins. Homicide.
Why, Captain, I haven't murdered anyone in a month of Sundays.
Did Janet Lawton stop by here late yesterday afternoon?
Oh, just like a policeman. No sense of humor. Yes, she stopped by late in the afternoon.
Remember the time?
Well, not to the second. She came in around 2 and left around 3:30. Then again, that isn't so late, is it?
What'd she want?
She was looking for information.
That I'm sure of. Do you happen to know what that information was?
Well, sure.
Well?
Well, what?
Must we play games?
I didn't know we were.
What was Miss Lawton looking for in the files?
Oh, well, why didn't you ask that in the first place instead of all your chit-chat? She was looking over the real estate files in October, November, and December of 1948. In particular, the sale of the old Willows place out on Lake Marsh.
Did she find what she was looking for?
Well, I guess she did. At least she found the sales notice. I saw it myself after she rushed out. She left the paper open at the November 26th date. Want to see it?
Why, very much.
Well, it's right up there. I haven't had time to put it back yet.
Yeah, Dr. Eric Varnoff. Give me all you have on him. I'll hang on.
Now we're ready for the girl.
Dear, lovely. Drag her to the table. Do as I command you. I teach you to disobey. You will obey. Get her in. Get her in. I command you. Get the equipment ready.
a moment. And then you will emerge a woman of super strength and beauty. The bride of the atom.
You're insane. My paper knows where I am. You can't hurt me. Get away with it.
As soon as my experiments are completed, no one can ever touch me. I will make the law. Either way, whether I succeed or fail, it will not hurt you very long.
Let me go! Let me go!
You heard what you said.
Who are you?
For one thing, the police. Now turn her loose and make it fast.
You have the advantage for the moment.
Stop talking and turn her loose.
Take him out quickly.
Lieutenant Craig. We found Strotsky's car down the road. The lieutenant took off through the swamp, sent me down here to the beach to wait for him.
Where was he heading?
Old Willow's place.
Kelton?
Yes, sir?
Now, this is your first time out. Don't mess up the operation.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Martin, you stay with me.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
I'm sure my experiments on the young lady will interest you.
I'll live to see you hang.
There are much more important things to attend. I hope the straps are not too cutting. Such lovely skin should not be marred.
Jam.
Jan, get me the gun.
You can't. He'll kill you.
We will anyway. Stay here. Turn that thing off.
Kelton, you station yourself here. You men surround the house. Martin, you come with me.
All right, Captain. Ready?
Right.
on fire. Let's get out of here before we get roasted. Captain, look! suppose that was?
Well, whatever it is, get it. Oh, wait a minute. Here comes Dick. He got Jan. Get him. No, don't shoot. I hit Jan. Let's go.
Marty, Joe, give me a gun.
Here you go, boy.
No! Now get on up over that ledge. Get up over on top of him.
That's what I was going to suggest.
Oh, stop the chatter and get in action.
Yes, sir.
Now he's clear. Give it to him. Tampered in God's domain.
It's intermission time at the Baba Ghoulie Show. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for some hot popcorn? How's about your favorite soft drinks, which are sparkling cold? And there's all kinds of candy to tempt you. It's radio time, folks. Enjoy the rest of the program.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hope you're enjoying today's radio program. When it's done, be sure to check out our channel over at Watchwaddle. Enjoy some tunes with a nice cold soda.
Good evening, Evans. Evening, sir. Dinner is served, Mr. Keston. Thank you. Good evening, my dear. You're more beautiful than ever this evening. Mrs. Kessler first, Evans. Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
How's Dad taking it?
All right, Miss Virginia. They're having dinner.
I'll answer it.
Hello, Virginia.
I told you not to come here this evening, Ralph.
Why? Didn't you want to see me?
Well, it isn't that I didn't want to see you.
You're certainly acting strange, darling. What's all the mystery about?
Let's go into the library.
You see, Ralph,
Ralph!
After dinner, we are taking a long walk.
I'd like to speak to you, Ralph.
What's come over your father, Virginia? Is that why you didn't want me here tonight?
Yes.
It stopped me cold. I'm sorry if I accidentally stumbled on something you didn't want me to know.
Well, it must seem weird to someone who's never seen it before. It happens once a year.
You always appeared perfectly rational to me.
Well, there's something I must tell you. It's about my mother.
I don't understand.
Well, it happened several years ago. My father and mother were apparently as happy as two people could be. He worshipped her.
Another man?
The usual best friend. It almost broke my father's heart. He seems reconciled, but he never forgets their wedding anniversary and celebrates it that way.
Guess he isn't the only one who resorts to make-believe, but it does give one an uncanny feeling.
Well, it doesn't frighten me anymore. Now that you know.
I love you.
You wanted your coat, Miss Kessler? Oh, yes, thank you. I was going to take a drive. It's such a beautiful night. Come along?
Yes, of course.
Sure you don't mind going?
No, I'd love it.
We'll be back in an hour, Cecile. Yes, miss.
That's a nice young man of Miss Virginia's.
I guess so. If he wasn't, Miss Virginia wouldn't bother with him.
Does she plan to marry him?
I never discuss things that aren't my business. If you want to stay here, I suggest you don't be so curious.
Well, just the same, I think this is a crazy house. And what about those murders? Jules here says there's been a lot of them. And nobody's ever been able to find out who did the killings.
You talk too much, Jules.
But I only said that...
Excuse me, Mr. Seal. Come, I'll show you where we keep our linens.
Kessler. Oh, Mrs. Kessler, I brought you your dinner. Oh, please, Mrs. Kessler, I gotta go home.
Home? I want to go home, too.
Oh, but you are home. And as soon as you feel better, I'm going to take you to your husband and daughter.
But they never write to me.
Oh, but they don't know where you are, Mrs. Kessler. Nobody knows that but me. You see, I found
I'm
you...
running away. We're running away in a car. We're going faster, faster, faster. We're gonna crash. We're gonna crash. I can't go home now. Can I?
Mrs. Kessler, please. Please eat your dinner. I've got to go home. I'll be back in the morning. Good night, Mrs. Kessler. Good night.
You're late again, Jules.
I'm sorry, Mama. But I just couldn't get away from her.
Jules, why don't you tell Mr. Kessler about his wife, that you're hiding her?
Oh, I haven't got the heart, Mama. It would kill him if he saw her the way she is.
Poor thing. She'd be better off if she died with that man when that car was wrecked.
I guess so.
Jules, I've been thinking. Maybe she had something to do with all these horrible murders.
Oh, she wouldn't hurt nobody. She's like a child. She's still dazed from the accident, you know, amnesia. But she'll be better soon. Then I'll take her home. But if they found out I'd been hiding her, they might think I had something to do with the murder.
Jules, you must tell Mr. Kessler.
Oh, no, Mama. We must never tell anyone. Never.
Sure you won't come in?
No, thanks, darling. I think I better run along.
Good night, Ralph.
Oh, Virginia, shall I put your car away?
No, thanks. Evans will take care of it.
All right. Night.
Good evening, Miss Virginia.
Will you please put my car in the garage when you have a moment?
Yes, miss.
Hello, Casanova.
Have you gone crazy?
The only chance I had to see you. You ignored my letters and my telephone calls. Did you think that you could get rid of me as easy as all that?
Be quiet. They'll hear you.
You bet they will. And you're going to listen to me, too. I'm not giving up to that Kessler girl or anybody else.
But this is different, Cecile. I never said I loved you.
Are you in love with her?
Yes.
Well, you're not marrying her, understand?
Nothing's going to stand in the way of my happiness. Not even you.
Don't threaten me. She'll have to know about us sooner or later. And besides, I'll make you a good wife, Ralph. I promise I will.
Guess what?
What?
I'm in love.
Ralph?
Yes, Dad.
He's a fine boy. I am so happy for you, my dear.
Oh, he hasn't asked me to marry him yet, but he will. I know he will. Good night, my pet.
Good night, sweet.
Good night, Evans.
Good night, Miss Virginia. Can I do anything for you, sir, before I retire?
What happened to your hand, Evans?
Oh, nothing, sir. I heard it when I was putting Miss Virginia's car in the garage.
Put anything on it?
Oh, the bandage.
Oh, you may have an infection. How's that?
Just like new, sir.
I guess I'll eat for a while. Good night, Evans.
Good night, sir. Oh, yes, Evans.
Thank you for the dinner.
Yes, sir.
I'm afraid to come home. You'd kill me. You'd kill anybody.
Kessler.
Exercise number 1. Stand erect. Arms at the side. At the count of 1, close hands.
Cecile!
The fists on the chest. At the count of 2, loose arms stretched to the head. At the count of 3, lower arms sideways.
If it's exercise you want, there's plenty of it in the kitchen.
At the count of 4, lower the arms to standing position.
Cecile!
Stand straight. Arms at side. Ready. Begin. 1, up, down. 1, up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, up, down. 1, 2.
Mr. Kessler. Yes? Something terrible has happened. I tried to wake the new maid. I think she's dead. Dead? How did it happen? I don't know, sir. I thought she was taking her exercises. Call the police. I'll see what I can do. Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Kessler, we're up to our ears in another one. The girl was killed the same way as the chauffeur 6 months ago. The only thing we could find was this note left by some fellow who wanted to give her the air.
It's terrible, Lieutenant. She was so young.
If we could find out who killed Cecile, we have the one who committed all the other murders.
That's easier said than done. There's never been fingerprints, to say nothing of motives. What gets me, Mr. Kessler, is why you refuse to move out of this place.
Sentimental reasons.
There's nothing very sentimental about a house where anything could happen and usually does.
My mother lived here, Lieutenant.
Oh, I see. You're the gardener?
Yes, but I wasn't here. I went home early. You see, I live with my wife.
All right. And please don't try to see me. Signed Ralph.
Ralph?
Do you know him?
Oh, I'm certain I don't. Well, the name startled me. I'm practically engaged to a Ralph.
Did you notice anything unusual last night, Evans?
Well, maybe I better not say.
Let's have it, Evans.
When I was putting the roaster in the garage, I saw Cecile talk to Mr. Dixon. That's Miss Virginia's Ralph.
Go on.
I didn't mean to listen, but they were talking loud. Then I heard him say that he never loved her. And she said she wasn't going to let him marry anyone else. And that made him real mad. And said nothing was going to stand between him and his happiness. Not even her.
I knew Cecile a couple of years. She offered me the companionship I needed. Then I met you and fell in love for the first time.
I love you too, Ralph.
Surely you can account for your activities from the time you left our house until the next morning.
No, Mr. Kessler. I had a lot to think about. I took a long ride into the country, didn't stop anywhere, and didn't see a soul I knew.
It's most unfortunate.
All I know is that I didn't kill her.
There isn't any doubt about that in our minds. Don't worry, son. We do everything we possibly can.
Order! Order in the courtroom. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do.
Yes, I managed the apartments where Ralph Dixon lived. Miss Mannix came there often. As a matter of fact, I thought they were married.
I went home early and helped my wife with the house cleaning.
The coroner's testimony should convince you that the defendant had sufficient reason for wanting to be rid of the victim.
It's the truth. Said he would let nothing stand in the way of his happiness. Not even her.
We're doing everything we possibly can. Tomorrow we're going to see the governor. Oh, and I'm sure something can be done.
But, Governor, the man is innocent. If you would only grant a stay of execution.
If you knew him, you'd realize he couldn't possibly be a murderer.
I'm sorry. I've gone over the facts in the case, and unless you can present some new evidence, there's nothing I can do.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Yes? I see. It's all over.
My name is Dixon.
Yes. Of course.
I'd like to see Mr. Kessler.
He's in there.
I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, Ralph.
It can't be. Apparently my brother never told you about me.
Come in.
I've been in South America. I flew here at once. However, I'm afraid it's too late to do any good.
So you're Ralph's brother. Oh, you about you, but I never expected such a striking resemblance.
Sorry to have startled you.
This is my daughter, Virginia.
How do you do?
Won't you join us?
I've had my dinner, thanks, but I would like to talk to you.
Do I look pale?
No.
Huh? I feel pale.
The buzz, Evans. What's the matter, you deef?
Did he have a good attorney?
Oh, one of the very best. He's handled all of Dad's legal affairs for years.
Evans, Mr. Dixon will have coffee with us.
Oh, I'm Ralph Dixon's brother.
Well, you sure had me going for a minute. But you do look like poor Mr. Ralph.
Coffee.
Yes.
I realize how incriminating circumstantial evidence can be, but it's never brought home to me like this before.
We did everything we possibly could. You know, the Ralph and my daughter were quite serious about each other.
Yes, he told me in his last letter.
Sit down. How long do you plan to stay in this country?
Haven't decided yet, Mr. Kessler, but I would like to find out who killed that girl.
It's something I would like to know, too. Please consider this your home while you're here. If there's anything I can do, don't hesitate.
Oh, thank you.
I see that your room is put in order.
Sure I'm not troubling you?
No, not at all. Entertain Paul till I come back.
Paul! Oh, Paul!
Yes?
I'll show you to your room.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I almost forgot. I must see Evans about breakfast and things.
Oh, good night, Virginia.
Good night, Paul. Good night, Dad.
Come in. I hope you'll be comfortable. I sent for your luggage in the morning.
It's awfully nice of you, Mr. Kessler. Really, I hope
It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, sir. Well, I guess I'll turn in. I haven't had much sleep the last couple of nights.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Hello, operator. Give me the police department. No. The body has not been touched. Yes. All right. Good morning, Evans. Good morning, Mr. Kessler. What's the matter? The gardener, sir. Well, he's been murdered. Murdered?
Strangled. Well, here we go again. How long do you work for you?
Oh, about 3 years, I guess.
Ever say anything to you about having any enemies?
No, sir.
Were you home last night?
Yes, Lieutenant.
To your knowledge, did anybody come in or go out of the house during the course of the evening?
We have a house guest.
Why isn't he here?
I'll get him.
Oh, don't trouble yourself, Mr. Kessler. Where is he?
He's upstairs in his bedroom.
Let's have a look at him, Ryan.
Good morning.
You're wanted in the kitchen.
In the kitchen?
Yeah.
Am I seeing things?
He's Ralph's brother.
Well, he's the image of him.
How did this happen?
That's what we'd like to find out.
He was strangled, Paul. Would you mind if we go into the library?
No, that's all right. Better wait here for the coroner, Ryan. Not you, Evans.
Hey, where were you on the night of January the 13th? Have you had your coffee yet?
No. Well, I guess that's that. No clues, no fingerprints, no motive, nothing.
But surely if a man was choked to death, there would be imprints on his throat.
There weren't any on the Mannix girl.
And they were killed the same way, is that right?
That doesn't prove a thing, Dixon. All the others got it, and always the same way.
The coroner's here.
Okay. We'll be right back.
What does he mean by the others?
Just that. Others have been killed here.
Why in the world do you stay in this place?
We can't leave.
Oh, Evans.
Your luggage, sir. I'll put them in your room.
What about these other murders?
I'll put your luggage in your room, sir.
Oh, Lieutenant.
Yeah?
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Well, there'll be a change anyhow. What's bothering you?
As a rule, I'm not a very curious person, but,
I was beginning to get you, huh?
in a way, yes. What about these other murders?
Well, there's been quite a lot of them, Dixon. Some of the best brains in the department have tried to solve them. But we always run up against a stone wall.
Were the other murders brought out in my brother's trial?
That was different. That was a cut-and-dried case.
Why haven't the police closed the house?
Oh, we tried to, but Mr. Kessler took it to court. Carries a lot of weight around here. Does a lot of good, too.
You think he'd want to leave?
I guess he's waiting for his wife to come back. She left him several years ago. An awful scandal at the time. Front-page stuff and all that.
Poor devil. He didn't have a chance.
Well, I guess I'll be running along. Glad I met you, Dixon.
Good day, Lieutenant. Well, this isn't a very pleasant way to entertain a guest.
You know, Mr. Kessler, I have a feeling that somehow or other these mysterious murders are going to be cleared up, and quickly, too.
Nothing would please me more.
Oh, your wife?
Yes.
She's beautiful.
I rarely talk about her, but I think about her constantly.
She has eyes like Virginia.
Her hair, her skin, they were the loveliest I've ever seen. I hope you have the pleasure of meeting her. She'll be back someday.
Hello there.
Paul was admiring your mother's picture.
Father's a sentimentalist.
He has every right to be.
I'll get it. Hello? Yes? Just a moment, please. It's for you, Dad.
Thank you. Yes? Yes, I guess I can. Yes. Oh, in about 20 minutes, I'd say. Surely. Goodbye. I'll see you children later. Business. Sorry. That's the only information I can give you, Mr. Kirby. Have you notified his wife?
Yes, Mr. Kessler. Poor thing, she took it quite hard.
It's terrible. Awful.
I want to see the coroner.
Yes?
I Jules' wife. Where have they taken him?
In there, Mrs. Mason.
Please, sir. May I have one moment alone with him? I won't ever see him again.
Well, yes, I guess so.
Thank you,
Mrs. Mason. Mrs. Mason. You'd better take her out, Mr. Kirby.
He's alive.
What?
He's alive. I saw him move.
I'll get the hospital. You'll be all right, Mrs. Mason. Steady now.
Get him out of here. He's not dead.
The doctor will be here any minute.
Jules.
Please, Mrs. Mason. Jules, listen to me. Did you recognize the man who tried to kill you? It was ghastly. I don't believe I was ever more startled in my life than when Mrs. Mason screamed.
It must have been a terrific shock to see him come back to life.
Yes, it was. Just a few moments longer, and I would have known who the assailant was.
I don't like to bring up the subject, Mr. Kessler, but these murders, did they ever happen in the daytime?
No, I don't believe so.
I see.
You evidently have some reason for asking.
Not particularly. I was just curious about that one point.
Yes, sorry dinner is late tonight, sir. But the new cook is having quite a time getting started.
That's all right.
Evan's been with you long?
Over 7 years.
Everything's gone wrong today. Now I burned the roast.
Oh, don't get so flustered. You'll be all right.
I was so anxious to make good. I want to stay. Where's that mixing spoon?
Here it is. Right in front of you.
Thanks. I like it here. It's nice. Everything's so quiet and peaceful, like.
Ever read the newspapers?
No, they're just full of trash and murders and stuff.
Mm-hmm. What you don't know, well, it's all right. Here's your pepper salt.
Thanks.
Now, Paul, I'm afraid you have me cornered.
You still have a couple of moves, Mr. Kessler.
You've met your equal, Dad.
Oh, your father just got himself into a bad position.
You're going to be restored. It's your game, Paul.
Want to play another?
No, thank you. Not tonight. It's getting late.
Pardon me, sir.
Yes?
But may I speak to you a moment, please?
Oh, yes, certainly.
The cook wants to leave. I thought you should know.
Why? She just came.
She feels as if her work is unsatisfactory. She had so much trouble with dinner tonight.
Why, that's ridiculous. Oh, I understand. It's her first day. I'll speak to her.
I'll say good night, Mr. Kessler. Think I'll turn in. Thanks for the game.
Good night, Paul.
Good night, Dad.
Good night, Charlie.
I'll walk up with you, Paul.
Oh, glad to have your company. It's a long, lonesome climb up those stairs all alone.
Where are you going, Marie? You can't leave us after cooking such an elegant dinner.
Did you really like it, Mr. Kessler?
Why, I never tasted anything to equal that roast beef. Besides, you can't go now. It's going to rain in a minute.
Are you sure you want me to stay?
Oh, certainly, Marie.
Well, I like it here, but I thought...
Oh, then it is settled.
Oh, wait till you taste my apple pie, Mr. Kessler.
Apple pie?
Mm-hmm.
My, that will be a treat.
Oh, let me take this. You might as well unpack your things,
Yes,
Marie.
sure. Thank you, sir.
Not at all, Marie. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Kessler. Oh, he's a wonderful man.
Now, let's see. What did I do wrong?
Mr. Kessler? Mr. Kessler, are you ill?
What?
Something wrong?
Hello, Paul. I must have walked in my sleep.
Well, you did better than I. I couldn't sleep at all.
It's raining. Why don't you go to bed, Paul? I'm all right.
Is there anything I can do?
Nothing, Paul. Thank you. I think I'll read for a while. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Kessler. Well, you look like you had a good night's sleep, Mr. Kessler.
I was so tired when I got to bed, I don't even remember climbing in.
Dad! Who would do a thing like that?
I wonder if anyone was hurt.
Nothing could have hurt my father more.
It's unquestionably the work of a madman.
You all right, Evans? Yes, sir, Mr. Kessler. Good morning, sir. Where is the new cook? Says you're going shopping first thing this morning. Have you looked in your room? No, sir. Something wrong, Mr. Kessler? There's a valise. She didn't leave. I'm not worried about that. When did she tell you she's going to the market? Last night before she went to bed.
Do you think there's any connection between this and what has happened before?
I don't know.
Have you been through the rest of the house yet? No, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Kessler.
Oh, Marie. You have no idea how happy I am to see you.
Thank you. I wonder why he was so glad to see me.
Mr. Kessler thought you had been murdered.
Oh, he's so sweet. I'm going to start to make that apple pie. Hurry. Murdered?
I can't imagine who would do a thing like that.
I'll get it.
Good morning, Miss Kessler.
Won't you come in?
Thank you.
That happened last night.
Didn't it fall?
No. Find me the person who did it and you've got your murderer.
Nobody came into this house last night. Ryan and his boys were stationed outside.
Lieutenant. Oh, Lieutenant.
Then you didn't hear any noises during the night?
No, but there's funny things going on around here.
Meaning what?
Well, this happened 3 times now. I put food on the sink, left the room. When I come back, it was gone.
No. You ought to hire a detective to watch it.
That's what you get for being such an excellent cook.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Oh, Lieutenant. Yeah? You got something? I don't know. I found this in the picture.
Anybody else know about it?
No, I wanted to speak to you first.
Okay. I'll see if I can match it. Keep the others downstairs.
Why not?
I agree.
Is this yours, Mr. Kessler?
Yes. Why?
I thought I'd seen it on you. Found it in Evans's room.
Well, there's nothing strange about that.
There wouldn't be, Mr. Kessler, but it so happens that a thread from this robe was found embedded in the picture.
Surely you're not trying to accuse Evans.
Oh, it's incredible. You're just trying to make a case.
Well, somebody's been doing these killings. Ryan didn't die of heart failure. Don't forget that.
When did you give Evans that robe, Mr. Kessler?
I don't remember giving it to him at all. But naturally, when my things need mending, he just picks them up.
I don't care how he got it. He had it and he used it on that picture. I'm going to talk to him.
Just a minute, Lieutenant. Yeah? If Evans is the man we want, it strikes me you've got to have more evidence.
Now, everybody wants to be a detective.
Now, wait a minute. Perhaps Paul has some suggestion.
All right, go ahead. What is it?
Without doubt, the murderer is insane. The picture tells us that. I believe we should call in a psychiatrist.
A psychiatrist?
You've still got the robe. But before Evans is accused, I'm definitely in favor of giving him a sanity test. What do you say, Lieutenant?
Okay. Maybe I better take one myself. All we want to know is if the fellow's crazy.
That's very easy to determine. Shall we make the examination here?
If you don't mind, Doctor. Please tell Evans I want to see him and then go up to your room.
Go to my room.
Is it possible, Doctor, for a man to be normal, say, for 2 or 3 months at a time, then go completely insane for an hour or 2?
Yes, quite common.
This should be most interesting.
Now what?
The fuse must have blown.
I light the candles.
The fuse burned out, Miss Virginia.
Oh, thank you. My father wants to see you, Evans. He's in his room.
Yes, miss.
That'll have to do, gentlemen, until the lights are fixed.
I'll be in my room, Evans.
Yes, miss. I'm sorry, Mr. Kessler, but we ran out of fuses. I sent Marie over to the store to get some more, sir.
That's all right, Evans. Sit down.
Pardon me, sir.
Oh, go ahead, Evans. Sit down. We want to talk to you.
All right, sit down.
Do you want to speak to me, sir?
This gentleman would like to ask you a few questions, Evans.
Yes, sir.
Do you know these men?
Yes, sir.
What's this gentleman's name?
Mr. Kessler. Mr. Charles Kessler, sir.
Would you say that Mr. Kessler is out of his mind?
I don't understand you.
Would you say that he is insane?
No, sir.
Well, young lady, what are you doing here?
You can't take it. You can't take it. It's mine, I tell you.
Okay, sister, it's yours.
Leave me alone. I'm going home. Home to my husband. And my daughter.
Of course you are, and we know where you live, too.
You do?
Sure.
But I'm dead, you understand? I'm dead.
Of course you are. I'll take you where you want to go. Now you just come with me, young lady.
Tell me, Evans, do you think this man is crazy?
Now, don't ask him that, Doc. I'm beginning to have doubts myself.
Please, Lieutenant.
Oh, all right, all right. Am I crazy?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I know that woman. She's wicked. She can't go home.
Yes. Yes, I know. She's bad. Now you come with me. There we are.
Ever see this before?
Yes, sir.
What were you doing with it last night?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
What we found.
Mrs. Kessler.
I'm dead, Charles. Do you hear me? I'm dead. I'm afraid to come home. You'd kill me. You'd kill anybody.
It's Kessler.
Take her out, quickly.
Now you sit right there, and we'll see that you get home all right. What do you got? Give me a hand, George. She's dead.
What happened here?
We've got the murderer.
Evans.
No, Mr. Kessler. You.
I knew you'd come back. Nothing can part us now, my darling.
Thanks for watching the Baba Ghoulie Show by OTR Halloween Holidays. This is Waddle the Duck saying check out Channel Watchwaddle for some fun cartoons with no static.